I see a lot of people on forums saying, well, I don't have a CDL or a Class A license. I don't need one because I'm this or that or something. And the basic gist of it is this: get your A license, get your CDL, then you have no problem. And actually, the regulation states, because you have to, if you're hauling products for somebody else and you're getting paid for it, which we are, we're commercial vehicle operators. So you have to stop at the scales. Now, the regulation says basically that if your gross vehicle weight, so meaning your truck and trailer, weigh more than 26,001 pounds, that's including the weight of the truck, the weight of the trailer, plus the cargo. So you can see you can get to 26,000 pounds pretty quickly. Or the trailer is in excess of 10,000 pounds, you need a Class A license. So most of these trailers on their own weigh anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 pounds. Once you put some cargo on it, you're over 10,000 pounds there, so you need a Class A license. There's no question about it, you just do. So go, if you don't have one, go take the test, take your truck, take whatever equipment you're going to use, and get your license. Insurance, 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 very important. Most of the time, you're going to need at least $2 million in liability. That's to enter certain job sites. In some places, it's actually $5 million. So if you're entering, say, a private compound, let's say you're picking up a load at Coca-Cola, and you have to enter their facility, you may have to show proof of insurance. Also, for your cargo, you're going to need to secure the cargo with some kind of insurance and prove to the broker that you have insurance. So let's say you're picking up 4 generators to deliver to another city, and these generators, get stolen somewhere along the way. You stop for a coffee and they get stolen, or they fall off the trailer, or somebody runs into you. You need to provide them with cargo insurance. So if it gets stolen, you're covered. Typically, $100,000 worth of cargo insurance is just fine. If you want to get more, that's fine, but $100,000 is, I believe, the lowest limit, and typically you're not hauling anything more than $100,000, typically. The carrier package. I'm going to show you this in a second, what one looks like, but you've got to have this ready to fax, email, or have it downloadable from your website. Have it available everywhere. If you have it on your website, perfect. You're on the phone with the broker. You say, hey, listen, go to www.mybusiness.com. Click on this link. You can download it. They've got it. They're happy. Or have it in your email so you can just forward it to them. Or third, if they say, well, could you fax it to me? I suggest having one of those online fax services. So then you're not sitting there with a fax machine all the time. You can just log in on your phone and send them the fax. Okay, so this is a carrier package, and it's pretty simple actually. There's not a lot to it. At the top, you got your company name, the address, maybe your website, email address, what have you, your logo. Basically, it's like a letter, a corporate letter. And then you say, blah, 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 company specializes in less than load transport throughout wherever you're working out of. We offer flatbed services using a HotShot style setup. This unit can carry up to 14,000 pounds of freight. The trailer is a standard 8-foot 4-inch wide trailer with a total length of 30 feet, with 25 feet of wood decking and a 5-foot beaver tail, which provides the ability to drive equipment onto the deck. So a lot of brokers, remember, they're not truck drivers and they don't know the first thing about trailers. So basically that's why we have this here, and we should actually also have added the height of the trailer, which I didn't, but I always let them know on the phone that it's not standard dock height, and that doesn't usually come into play. I've had one load actually where I showed up and they needed a dock height trailer, and so we missed the load. We didn't get the job, but It was because I didn't book it actually through a broker. I booked it through a private individual, and they didn't know what they were doing, and they thought it was my job to call and figure all this stuff out. And I'm like, no, it's you. You know what equipment I have, and you called me out to do the job. And anyway, we go on. We also had a straight truck working with us as well, but I won't get into that because that's not what this is about. But you can see here I included a picture that I got from Google of the truck. Here's the actual trailer that we used. And up down here I put a picture of the beaver tail so they can see what that looks like. Here's the references that I talked about. So Can World Logistics Inc., contact blah blah blah, their phone number, Access America, contact blah blah blah. These are all people that potential clients could call and say, hey, did Acme Trucking or whatever your company's called do a good job for you guys? Were they on time? Whatever questions they have. It's a good idea to build these references up and include them in your carrier pack as you move forward. Also, they're going to want to see a certificate of liability insurance. This is going to have obviously the name and address of the company along with your insurance provider, and I would also include the contact of your insurance broker, and it also shows that we have cargo liability insurance up to $100,000 of damage. So they definitely are going to want to see that. You're going to have to send that to each and every broker you do a job for. There's more insurance information. And then last thing is the operating authority. In the US it's called a DOT number. In Ontario it's called the CVOR, Commercial Vehicle Operators Registration Number. I've marked out the number and the company name, but this is what it looks like. And they're going to want to see that too, to see that you're registered with the government to haul freight as a commercial carrier. And then lastly on here, I had the W8BEN form because I'm operating as a Canadian, and sometimes we worked with United States-based companies, and they wanted to know about withholding tax, and they didn't have to withhold any tax because they didn't charge tax because they weren't in our jurisdiction. So these are for any Canadians watching that want to get into this. You're going to have to fill one of these out, and they're downloadable. You can fill it out in like 2 or 3 minutes and then just print it to a PDF and include it in your package. And there's your carrier package. Pretty basic stuff, but it's something that you definitely need to have. So we'll go back now to the PowerPoint presentation. Thanks.